Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Chaos Child. What are you doing, bird? Hi, you're cute. And we got a love note. It feels like we're just in a delusion. I mean, it was kind of obvious when we quote unquote went back in time, and Yui wasn't dead that it was like it's something Yamazoe did. But now I just started to feel like we're just having this delusion as we die. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But anyway, we'll see what happens. So we got a love letter from the prettiest girl in school, and I'm gonna guess we're gonna read it now, and that's what happens when the door closed. My cool, casual demeanor broke into a giant grin. I was going to be a guest commentator on Niconia News. And on top of that, I got a love letter from Yume Awazaki, the most beautiful girl in the school. On the way back home, I had to stop myself from skipping around Shibuya. We don't even know what this girl looks like. Now wait a second, Takuru Miyashiro. I said the words aloud to try and get myself under control. Some things were too good to be true. With everything happening here. Maybe Ida was right and it was just a prank. The first rule of entertainment was to make it seem like things were going well right before everything goes to hell. Not that my life was mere entertainment, of course. I mean, it kind of is for us, I guess. Anyway, if it was a prank, why would anyone bother? Was the goal to laugh and make fun of me? Who'd want to do that? And why? Like, seriously? Like, it's not like we're the biggest loser in school. Nobody really knows who we are. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Or maybe people could sense the light of my inner genius, no matter how hard I tried to hide it. Okay. You know, I'm on our side, and I'm trying to defend us against people being dicks, and then we say shit like this, and it's like, this is why people say shit to us and treat us like an asshole. Yeah. I'm still gonna defend us, even though we say asshole things. But normally I didn't stand out at all. Everyone seemed to get the wrong idea, but I always tried to keep myself out of the limelight. And yet Yume Awazaki, I don't know why I can't say her name right, Yume Awazaki, found me anyway, which meant that she was special. The chosen right-sider and the chosen beauty drawn together by a special destiny. Wow. We're a little delusional. It's okay. It's okay, sweetie. It's all right. Was this fate after all? No. Calm down, Takuru Miyashiro. Maybe someone was planning to get my hopes up as much as possible before humiliating me on video and uploading it to social media. There were other possibilities, too. This could also be someone's way of getting me to sign up for expensive English language instructional materials or join some weird cult. I've gotten many invitations to cults, and it usually involves a love letter in your locker. I'm kidding about all of those points, obviously. Nobody has ever put a love letter in my locker. I don't think anyone's ever written me a love letter, nor have I ever been invited to any cults. Wow! Even cults don't want me, guys. It makes me sad. Anyway. Now we're here in our delusion. Anyway, the fastest way to find out was to read it. That would give me a clue as to whether it was real or a prank. I cut off just a tiny piece of the top of the envelope and took out the letter from inside. You don't have a fucking, letter opener? The letter was written on pretty pink paper that matched the envelope. I started to read the contents of the letter. Let's see. I apologize for sending this to you so suddenly. But it was causing me too much pain, too much sorrow, and too much agony to keep my feelings locked up inside my tiny little heart. My tiny heart. I'm very afraid that this letter won't be enough on its own to express the depth of my feelings, but still, I have to write it. I have to do everything I can to put my feelings to paper. Miyashiro, I've watched you for a long, long time. You're so smart, so knowledgeable about everything, and everyone looks up to you as the president of the newspaper club. But you're also so modest and so reserved. Are we, though? Each time I see the sparkle in your eyes behind those glasses, my heart aches. At some point, I've become your prisoner. Lately, I think about you all the time, whether I'm awake or asleep. I feel like I'm going crazy. It sounds like she's going crazy. Of course, I know that I'm not good enough for a wonderful person like you. But if you have even the slightest interest in me at all, it doesn't have to be serious to start with, but would you please consider going on a date with me? Just reading it was enough to make me feel dizzy. I was ashamed that I had ever doubted her. I could feel Yume Awazaki's pure, innocent feelings for me pouring forth. But I'm just really curious, in reality, what does the letter say? Because this is a positive delusion. Joy burst from within my heart. I'm a truly terrible man to make such an innocent girl my prisoner. I ran my hand up and back through my hair and adjusted the rim of my glasses, then sighed dramatically. What's this? And then I saw it. At the bottom of the letter, there was an 11-digit number. Was that a cell phone number? I'll be waiting for your answer. Heart. That was what it said in cute round letters next to the number. My throat went dry and my stomach started to clench. She wants me to call her? She wanted me to talk on the phone with a girl I'd never met before, and one who was supposedly the prettiest to come along in a decade? You need to get a yearbook, boy! Whip one out! Sarika and the guys in the newspaper club were one thing, and I still got nervous talking to my classmates. This was asking way too much. But you read the Cool Cat Press because you want to get a girlfriend, but the second a girl is like, I'm your prisoner, I'd do anything for you, you're so amazing and wonderful, and like, oh, you're like, yeah, no, this is too much pressure. Ain't that the truth? I don't want to die alone. It's too much pressure to go on dates, though, so I'll just die alone. It's easier. I realized I'd been standing there clutching the love letter for hours. If I waited any longer, I'd lose the chance to call her. Come to think of it, it must have taken her a lot of courage to write this letter. So if I didn't respond, Sarika and Kurusu would get mad at me. And not only would it be rude to them, it would go against my own sense of morals and etiquette. Let's do this. I gathered up all my willpower, took out the phone, and dialed the number on the paper. And then I tapped the screen with a trembling finger, and it started to ring. I'm nervous for us. The wait was torture. I had to try my best to stop from hanging up. She'll just call back, and then she picked up. It's me. Hello? I stammered. I totally screwed that up. It's me. I tried my best to start over. Who? Huh? Was this Aozaki's voice? Can you hear me? Come on, Taku? Taku? How'd she know my nickname? Come on, Taku! I feel like we're definitely dying in that alley, and this is like Sarika or Kurusu. It's Sarika. Because Kurusu would call us Takuru. But this is Sarika being like, Taku, come on, don't die on me! In the middle of an alley. Huh? This voice. Was it? Oh, no way? No way. I know I entered the right number. Takuru, please answer me, Takuru! See, and we're spacing out. We're totally dying in that alley right now. This time it was another voice. That voice belonged to... Kurusu? What was going on? Why was I talking to Sarika and Kurusu? Maybe the girls had sent me that letter as a prank. No, but wait. I could see Sarika and Ito doing it, but would Kurusu go along with something like that? Kurusu wasn't the type. There was no way. And... Taku, can you hear me? Answer me! They sounded like they were talking about something really urgent. See, I told you we're dying in that fucking alley, and this is just all a delusion. It didn't feel like a prank or an act. Oh, no, wait. What's wrong? And why was the connection so bad? Erica, you need to tell him. He needs to know. Yeah, you're right. My heart started to beat faster. What was going on? What were they talking about? There was so much noise on the line, it was almost impossible to make them out. I'm curious now, too. And they seemed like they were in a big hurry. Oh. So we're not dying in the alley and in a delusion. We're somewhere else. Okay. Listen carefully. Where you are isn't... So please, Taku, hurry and... Hey, I can't tell what you're saying. Get somewhere with better reception. Huh? Huh? What was the sensation I was feeling? What was I... Oh, right, the phone. I was on the phone. I looked at the phone I was holding. It was still trying to connect me to Yume Aozaki. There were no signs she'd picked up, and I couldn't hear Saraga or Caruso at all. But the weird thing is, everything in the letter was delusional, was in our delusion, so my head felt so confused. And that was a positive delusion. That's weird. And what was that? A dream? But it felt so real. The ringing continued. Just when I thought she might not pick up, it connected. Hello? Huh? The call went through, right? Hello? Hello? Is this Miyashiro? So this was Yume Aozaki's voice. It's so cute. It's really not, but thanks! This is Miyashiro, right? Oh, yes, that's right. It took everything I had to keep my voice from shaking. Thank you for your phone call. It makes me very happy. Oh, no, thank you. I mean, not sure what to say. Oh, God. Does this bring back, like, waves of high school, like, first crush, and then you're waiting for them to break your... Oh, my God. I don't like this. Jeez, what am I doing? The sweet voice from the phone was making me its prisoner. Okay, I'll be looking forward to it then. Oh, yeah. Miyashiro? What? I think I'm too happy to sleep tonight. You hang up first, okay? No, you first. Oh my God! No, you! No, you! Then let's both hang up on the count of 3. Oh no, I'll hang up instead. Huh? Oh, okay. Alright, Miyashiro. Good night! Kiss! Did she make a noise, I guess, maybe? Because it just said kiss, so. I took a deep breath and let out all the air in my lungs. I've been in such a panic that I didn't even remember what I talked about. Seriously, we don't either. The only thing I could even barely recall was that we'd agreed to go on a date after school tomorrow. She told me that it would be embarrassing to let the girls in her class see her, so she wanted to meet me someplace a little further away from the school. It's going to be embarrassing if they see me with you. So we both agreed to meet at Cafe Lax, I think. Wait a second. My brain had started to work again, and I realized the mistake I'd made. If we went to Lax, someone from the newspaper club might see us. Not to copy what Aozaki said, but I'd be embarrassed to let them see me too. Maybe I should change the meeting location. I took out and tapped the number I just called. But the person you are trying to reach is unavailable or has turned off their phone. The call cannot be completed. Instead of her beautiful voice, I was met with the cold voice of a recording. That's strange. Maybe she was taking a bath. Or she'd run out of battery? We've been talking a long time, so it was certainly possible. Usually you just get voicemail and you don't get that it's not connected. You know, that's weird. It's like, the number you were trying to reach has been disconnected. Maybe in Japan it works different. I don't know. But like, if your battery turns off or you turn off your phone or whatever, usually it goes to voicemail. You know what I mean? There's no like automated message that like the number you are trying to reach has been disconnected or is no longer available. Like, I don't get a weird recorded message like that. Try it again, but the person you are trying to reach is unavailable or has turned off their phone. The call cannot be completed. It was the recording again. What was going on? But if she wasn't picking up, there wasn't anything I could do. she'd be able to see that I called, so she'd call me back when she looked at her phone. And come to think of it, we could go someplace else after meeting at Cafe Lax. Even if we did run into someone, we could probably talk our way out of it. Probably. And so, suddenly there was a knock at the door, and I almost leapt out of my chair. At this hour? Yelling Zoe. For a moment, I thought back to the return of the new generation madness and felt a cold sweat start to form under my armpits. I looked outside, afraid. Told you. Huh? Outside the door was a girl I knew well. Yuki? What was she doing here? Whatever she was here for, I couldn't leave her out there. Oh. Yuki looked relieved when she saw me. What's up? Why are you here at this hour?
Oh, I'm sorry for coming over so suddenly. This is for you.
She handed me a plastic container wrapped in a tiny sack.
This is some dinner for you, and if you like, you can have it.
Leftovers?
Yes, Dr. Sakama told me you needed to eat some real food, so I...
You made this?
Yes, so I don't know if it's good, but...
I took the sack. The container was still warm. Must have been made just a little while ago.
I'll be going then.
Look at her little froggy backpack! Wait, it's so cute! I love it! I'm just wondering if she's doing all this and then she came and brought us food. Is she just doing it because, like, we're an older brother, or does she have, like, a weird little crush thing? Like, I don't know, it's weird, but, like, Yuki bowed her head and turned to go. I'm just gonna pretend she's, like, just too considerate of every single person because she took care of the people in the crazy's place in the basement. Like, so she's just used to taking care of people in a weird way. She's like a little Kurusu, but she's not, like, as obnoxious as Kurusu. She's just, like, soft and fragile and scared like a little nervous chihuahua. Yuki bowed her head and turned to go. I tried to say thank you, but the words got stuck in my throat. Oh. She suddenly turned back to face me.
Takuru? I'm taking good care of the plant you gave me every day. If you like, please come to my room and see it.
She smiled and fidgeted as she looked up at me. Ow. And then she ran off into the darkness before I could say anything. The meal she'd made for me had very kind, gentle taste. I was so sleepy. Last night I'd been too excited to sleep properly. I'd gone through all the back issues of Cool Cat Press I could find, trying to learn all their best dating tips, and the next thing I knew, it was light outside. As a result, my mind had been dulled from exhaustion all morning, and my usual stylish and cool mannerisms were missing a little of their sharpness. I don't think we had stylish and cool mannerisms ever, but okay. Good on us for being delusional. Oh, there you are.
Morning, Taku. Good morning. You look tired. Let me guess. You were up all night.
I'm so jealous that you couldn't sleep after what happened. Why were they in my classroom? As I sat down in my seat, I was surrounded by familiar faces. Hey, guys. I took out the contents of my bag and put them in my desk, trying as hard as I could to act natural. What's with that smug look?
That's right. We're all being nice enough to come visit you.
Why did you come to my classroom anyway?
You know why. We want to know what happened.
She was definitely talking about what happened with Yume Awazaki's letter. I don't know why I want to say her name Awazoki, like, because I see the ow and then the O is in my head. Awazaki is just... It's not that hard to say, but my brain doesn't want to do it. I don't know. I couldn't stop thinking about her myself. We don't even know what she looks like! They're like, she's the prettiest girl in the school, and we're like, okay, so by the way, does anyone have a picture of this girl? I don't know what she looks like. A date. A date after school. A date with the most beautiful girl in school. A date with the most beautiful girl in school, who I have no idea what she looks like. There was no way I'd be able to think about anything else. The mind was already spinning like a merry-go-round with happy fantasies. I wonder if she gets a Sprite. I want to see what she looks like. No. If I started getting excited and freaking out over a single date, I'd be no different than those wannabe normal wrong-siders. But... Come on, Taku, tell us! Sarika smacked her hands down on my desk and leaned forward. Tell you what? About the letter you got yesterday. It's got nothing to do with you. I see. You see what? Let me guess. I was right and it was just a prank. Yes, it was a prank. Was it? I knew it. I thought the same thing. I mean, of course it was a prank. It's Miyashiro we're talking about. The odds of him being able to class change? The odds of him being able to class change into a normal are 0. Bite me, Ito. This one is my vindication, this whole route right here. Well, if that's what he wanted to think, then fine. The reality was the exact opposite.
Come on, everyone. It's not polite to keep asking questions like that. It's Takuru's private life after all. But you better fucking tell me what it is after the fact, or I swear to God I'm gonna fucking kill you, okay? Huh? Aren't you interested, Non? I'm not.
But you've been standing with us the whole time.
That's because... Right. I needed to tell him to make sure that he gave a polite response to the letter he'd been given.
Oh, really? She's curious, but she's not going to pry. She's a nice girl. See, she's going to come up and she's like, I mean, I'm curious, but if you're not going to tell everyone, then you're not going to tell everyone, and it's not right to tell everyone, and it's your business if you don't want to tell us, and that's fine. But if you were going to tell us, then I was totally going to be here to listen, but if you're not going to tell us, then fine. But like, if you want to tell it, you don't want to, okay, fine.
So... Well, if he's willing to tell us,
I know what. You want to find out as badly as everybody else, don't you? So? So what? Come on, just stop wasting time and come out with it. The letter, how'd it go?
Was it real or a prank?
It was... God. Anyway, enough about that. We need to talk about our next issue since we didn't get to discuss it yesterday. What? And it's like, but I don't want to talk about... Okay, well, I'm going to talk about that, so if you don't want to talk about that, I suggest you get the fuck away from my desk and leave me be. Well, that's not fair. Everyone sounded upset. Ugh, my shirt's uncomfortable, sorry. Even Kurusu joined in. You're such a jerk. Come on, it's not like it'll hurt you.
Yeah, that's right.
Kazuki just glares at us. I don't care what you say, the answer is no. We'll talk more about our plans for the next project at lunch, okay? It was clear that nothing good would come from talking to them about it. I tried to force the conversation to change direction, but they're just gonna follow me. Fine, guys, let's leave them alone. We'll just follow them after school.
Huh? Why lunch? We usually meet after school, right?
Yeah, but I have plans. Oh, I just saw him freeze up a little. Which means... he's got after-school plans! No, that's...
You do, right?
You do? You know what I would be like, no, I don't. Okay, look, you're like... All right, let's meet up after school in the newspaper club room, okay? Everybody go there, I'll meet you there. Yeah, I got cleaning duty today. And then, like, peace out and leave, and everyone's in the newspaper club room waiting for you. Hey, I forgot, I'm gonna go pick up drinks. Do you guys want something? Okay, cool, I'll bring it to you. Just, you guys wait there. And then we just never show up. Dick move, but we can do it.
You do indeed.
Everyone found out immediately. Would I be able to complete my mission after school? No, I had to. For the sake of my bright, shining future.
Okay, see you after school.
Ito, keep an eye on him, alright? Sure, leave it to me. I can't wait till after school. These guys are assholes, really. How would you like me tagging along when you were going on a date and just following you? How would you like us all to follow you? That would be rude. Yeah, well, I'm gonna fucking do it to you. Kazuki's humming or some shit. I don't know, it's just a musical note. So, when you put this all together, you see... I kept thinking about what would happen after school, even during Wakui's lecture. Yume Awazaki. A girl whom everyone claimed was not only the prettiest girl in her grade, but the most beautiful in the school. I thought about going to see what she was like this morning, but eventually decided not to. If she saw me, she'd think I'd come to check her out. I mean, we would. So, you're the type of person who judges someone by their appearance, huh? I'm disappointed. If that happened, everything would be ruined. I wonder what she's like. Her voice was cute. I knew that for a fact. If you could tell whether someone was pretty from their voice, I could say without a doubt that she must be gorgeous. The question was what she was like on the inside. I hope that's not true, because I think I'm better looking than the sound of my voice. I'm just saying. Like, my voice is awful. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't bode well. Either I think too highly of myself, or my voice and my face don't match. Thanks, whatever. Even if she was cute, I didn't want to date a girl who was a shallow slut. The whole only if they're hot thing was for shallow people with shallow minds. Only if they're hot. A common, if unspoken addendum to many things girls say about guys they like. For example, I like a man who's funny, only if they're hot. I like a man who can cook, only if they're hot. A true right-sider like me wouldn't be deceived by appearances. But they say you can't judge a book by its cover, but it's also true that what's on the outside of a person reflects on who they are inside. Which meant that on the inside, she had to be... Oh, right, who can read this next part? Miyashiro? Miyashiro? Hey, Miyashiro, he's calling on you. Miyashiro! Huh? I suddenly realized the whole class was looking at me. Miyashiro, were you not listening? Oh, no. I stood up and then froze. Where was I supposed to be reading from exactly? Page 122, line 4, Miyashiro. Ito, I owe you one. Ito fucked us over, it's not true. This is the dream I had. I was sitting arms crossed at the head of a bed. A woman was lying their face up, and in a small voice she told me she was going to die. Her long hair draped across the pillow, framing a face that was soft and round. There was just a hint of red blood beneath the pale skin of her cheeks, and her lips, of course, were red as well. But then she said in a soft but clear voice, "In my dream, I became a butterfly." And Yuki Yamazoe's route title is called Butterfly. And in my dream, we're in a dream. I gotta take off my hoodie a little bit because I'm getting hot, but like I can't take it off my head because my headset's on, but I just have to fix my arms. But still, we're in some kind of a weird dream place. A butterfly floating here and there? As I read the passage, I started to get confused. I had to read Soseki's 10 Nights of Dreams in class before, and I didn't remember this part. And I thought that yes, she was going to die, so I leaned over and asked, "Are you a human dreaming you're a butterfly? Or you were a butterfly dreaming you're a human?" And like he's like, "I don't remember this because this is something from Yamazoe's brain or whatever." Both the human and the butterfly are indeed going to die," the woman said. And she opened her eyes and said that you're dreaming too. "If you don't get out soon, you won't be able to get out at all, Taku." What? Hey, Miyashiro, what the hell are you reading? No, Anyway, my classmates must have found my reaction funny because they all started to laugh. "Come on, I know you had some good luck lately, but get a hold of yourself, man." You're like, "Get out, Taku," because we're in a dream. It's them trying to communicate with us, and it's coming through in weird places. Awesome. This is cool. I like how trippy this one is. I just stood there in shock as the rest of the class laughed at me. I looked back at the textbook, and there was nothing like that written there. Of course, the text certainly didn't have my name in it. What the hell was that? Was that just a delusion? Come to think of it, something weird had happened last night, too. Was Ito right? Was I just feeling overwhelmed because I'd been chosen as a news commentator and received a love letter? Or was I still tired after all the stuff that happened with the case? The harder I tried to think about it, the harder it got to think at all. Sheesh, looks like you're still tired. Why not go wash your face? Yeah, and then never come back. I'm sorry, sir. I could feel the rest of the class staring at me as I weaved my way through the desks and out to the hallway. And now we run! They'll never find out where we're going after school. I should probably just do what he suggested and go wash my face. Maybe that would make my head feel clearer. My footsteps echoed down the empty hallway as I headed for the washroom. I saw it again. There was no way I could mistake it for anything else. The dye sword. It was a dye sword. And the person holding it was... Yuki? But why? But before I could say anything, she turned around. Wait! And ran away on tiny feet. I ran after her. We're in a dream, yeah. I was sure she went this way. Oh. I found Yuki and quickly ran over to her. Yuki?
Oh, Takuru.
Yuki looked up at me confused. Her bangs were a little wet and she'd been wiping them with a handkerchief. She wasn't holding a dye sword. She was just holding a girly handkerchief. What are you doing?
I fell asleep during class, and the teacher told me to go wash my face.
Fell asleep?
Yes? I've been helping at the dorm all day lately, and I guess I'm getting a little tired.
She fell asleep, and so we had that weird delusion. You know what I mean? Yeah. Her little body seemed to get even smaller as she apologized. Looking at her, it was impossible to believe she was planning to do something evil with a dye sword. I see. I don't think we know what her power is in this when we had gotten before with the split. We know because it was somewhere in the common route, but I don't think they had told us until later on in the common route. You know what I mean? So I don't think at this point where this one's split off, we know what her power is. So we wouldn't even be like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? We're just like, wow, I had a weird dream that Yui was dead and Ito killed her. Things are certainly strange, and we haven't clued into the fact that we are in some kind of weird dream place.
I'm ashamed to say it, but...
Her cheeks went red with shame, and she turned her head downwards.
I'll be getting back to class then.
Yeah. Yuki bowed her head and then disappeared down the hall. There it was again. I was seeing things again. What was happening to me? It's so cool. This one's really trippy. I like it a lot. Because, like, I'm curious as to the exact thing. Like, are we, like, dying in the alley and it's in a dream? Did she put us in this weird dream? You know what I mean? And, like, we're in a coma in the hospital somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, what exactly is the situation? So it seems more like they're trying to be like, you need to come out of this. But if I come out of it, then I wake into a world of hell, and I don't think I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, but they're calling to me like I'm trapped in here. And like, well, like in the main route, right? We were trapped. Our father did it. He trapped us in this weird delusion thing. But like, I don't think Yamazoe would be trapping us in an evil sense. I feel like she put us in here to help us. Like she's doing, or I mean like, maybe we fell into it by accident because her power is to give people what they want. And like, I don't think maybe she didn't control it and do it on purpose. But we were like, I want this all to not be real, right? And then, like, here we are, and now everything that we want is happening. These things are happening to us because we're already in this state. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how Kazuki can't control her powers. Like, maybe Yamazoe is granting this power and like, you wanted that to not happen, and here we are, it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Anyway, lunchtime came and I went to the club room like I originally planned. I was still thinking about the creepy thing I'd seen. Hello, everyone. It's the moment you've all been looking forward to. It's time for the Heckio Lunchbox. We're here to brighten up your lunch hour, so let's get right to it. This is new. The Broadcasting Club are playing their daily lunch broadcast. How many people actually looked forward to this? Now, today is November 5th. That's the day they found Kid Tut's tomb. It's also National Apple Appreciation Day. Yum, yum. Still, it's been getting really cold lately. I'd rather have a yummy orange while sitting under a heated blanket. Heated blankets are amazing, aren't they? Even the scariest person in the world couldn't help but fall asleep under one. Doesn't it make you feel good sleeping under a heated blanket? Once I fall asleep, I don't get up. I tell myself, you have to wake up. You have to wake up. See, like this. I don't get. No, yeah. You have to wake up. You have to wake up. You have to wake up. You have to wake up, Taku! I wonder if, yeah, again, we're asleep, but are we dying asleep in the alley or are we like in a coma somewhere? Yeah, that's. What was that? Was someone calling my name? You can't stay there! You have to wake up or you won't be able to come back! I won't be able to come back. What does that mean? Wait, what do you mean? All right, let's play a song request. We'll begin with Phantasm and their hit song. Their lunchtime broadcast was back to normal. All the other students were acting like nothing was out of the ordinary. They were discussing what anime was good this season or what they were going at or where they were going after school. It was like that broadcast had never happened. This one is trippy as fuck and I like it. I like this one a lot. You know what I mean? There's just something about like kind of if you there's like I wouldn't even say this is a genre, but this is like a trope, a thing that happens in a lot of things. Like a lot of movies or whatever. It's like, "Oh yeah, everything is amazing. We're here." And you're like, "This is going to go bad." And like everything is great and then it's a delusion. It's all fake and then you're like, "What? No, that wasn't real?" Like and like there are moments like that shit like that happens in movies and stuff where you're like, yeah, this was my life and blah, blah, blah. And then the twist is like, that was all a delusion in your head. You know? And it's just something that you're like, oh, I like it. That's basically what's happening here. And I don't know, I just like it. I just like it a lot. Because you're like, all right, weird shit's happening. And you're like, it's a mystery, but it's not like a horror kind of. This is like, wait, what is going on? Like, this is really weird, right? Yeah, but so good. At this point, even I had to admit that something wasn't right. Was I going crazy? But it's like this too, where you're like having a nice dream and someone wakes you up and you're like, could you not? I want to stay here, but you'll never be able. I don't care. This is better. Get away. I know what happens in the real world. Yui dies. Ito killed her. I got stabbed. I'd rather stay here. Things are happy here. Leave me alone.
Takuru, what's wrong?
I heard a voice and turned around. And I gasped again. Yuki was standing there holding a shining blade. Why do you have your dye sword out? I'm like, ugh. What's wrong? Huh? Huh? I adjusted my glasses and took another look. Yuki was in front of me, but she wasn't holding a dye sword. Her oval eyes went wide with surprise.
Have I done something wrong?
No, it's nothing. Just tell her she surprised you.
I see.
I tried to act calm, but Yuki didn't seem satisfied. You're going to the club room too, right?
Yes?
Wanna go with me?
Yes?
I walked ahead so that she couldn't tell how worried I was getting on the inside. I could feel her following me from behind. Yeah, she's like, what's wrong? I would just be like, oh, you just startled me, that's all. I was deep in thought and you startled me. Oh, there they are. Ciao! Everyone was already in the room.
I'll make some tea.
I watched Yuki start to make the tea, like always, and sat down in my chair.
Huh?
What's up? Why the big sigh? Don't tell me she dumped you already. No, that's not it. I let my head droop down as I tried to think, we're not even going to get our date, are we? Weird shit's going to happen before we get to our date. I just want to go on the date. Just let me go on the date. What was happening to me didn't seem to make sense. Was it only happening to me? Either way, I didn't think I'd be able to solve this problem on my own. Which meant... Listen, I want to ask you guys something.
What's up?
Actually... And then I told them all about everything that had happened since last night. I didn't mention Yuki's name since she was right there.
Wow, that doesn't sound good, does it? Maybe we should have a specialist take a look at you.
Everyone started to give their own opinions. Like, maybe I have a brain tumor. Like, seriously, that's the first thing you'd think in this day and age. You'd be like, I'm hearing things and then I keep seeing things. And people would be like, you have a brain tumor. You're so gonna die. Like, you go to the doctor and they're like, it's stress. And you're like, are you sure it's not a brain tumor though? Because I think it's probably a brain tumor. You should check. It's not a tumor. I don't think you should worry too much. It may just be stress. Look at her being Miss fucking Doctor over here. That's right. You're just excited because you got a love letter. Am I? You think? Maybe I was overthinking things. To be honest, I didn't want to think too hard about it. Maybe I just wanted to hear that everything was okay. I did feel a little better getting it off my chest. I'd be like, you know what? You're probably right. Like, the anxiety, the stress of everything that's been happening. Good things happening to me. I'm not used to it happening, and I'm just anticipating something awful, so I think I'm in some kind of weird delusional dream, and people are trying to wake me up from it. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's exactly how I would feel. All this good shit is happening to me. Someone's trying to kill me. I'm dead. I'm dying. I'm dead right now, right? This is just the few moments of my life before I die, right? Where I'm just pretending everything's, and then it's just gonna just fade, just snap to black. That's it, right? That's what's happening, because good shit doesn't happen to me. Bad shit happens all the time. Like, when good shit happens, it's like, oh, this is gonna suck when the bad shit comes to make up for this. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I just want the universe to ignore me. Like, just ignore me, because when you pay attention to me, you do horrible fucking things to me. And I don't want... So, like, this kind of shit, like, all this amazing stuff would not be happening to me, and that's when I'd be like, wait, what? Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm dying. I'm dead in a I got into a car accident or something, and I'm dying in the hospital, and this is just... That's... Okay. All right, fine. I'll take it. Like... I would be like, I'm stressed out and I'm hearing things and people are trying, this is a delusion, right? I'm going to wake up from this dream because, like, that's how it works. All right.
Taco?
Oh, no. That's a big help. Thanks.
Is that all you want to say about it?
Yeah, we have to talk about our next project, too. We can't talk about my problems forever, right?
That's true, but...
All right, so about that project.
So we've settled on doing a report on the Shibuya Restoration Festival, correct?
We ended up picking the obvious answer for our project. I'd been opposed to it until now, but after what was happening to me, I honestly didn't care anymore. I'd have been just as happy to do a cooking video. Even the excitement I'd been feeling for my after-school date was beginning to fade. As the school day drew to a close, I kept turning my phone on and then turning it off again. Of course, I was thinking of calling Aozaki. My mood kept getting darker and darker as afternoon classes proceeded, and I didn't feel like I was up for a date anymore. It wouldn't be right to spend a date feeling like this, and more than anything, it'd be rude to her. Part of me wanted to do it another day, and part of me didn't want to waste this chance. I thought and thought, and... I guess I'll tell her I'm not feeling well and that we should do it another day. No, don't do it to her. She's going to think you don't like her. May as well get it over with then. I turned my phone on again before I could change my mind, and then tapped in her number. She didn't answer. One more time. She still didn't answer. I kept trying, but she never picked up. Come to think of it, she would have seen that I called last night, but she hadn't called me back. If you got a call from your boyfriend, wouldn't you normally pick up right away or call back? We haven't even gone out on a date, you're not a boyfriend yet. That's fast. Oh well. It might not be ideal, but it'd be better than blowing her off. Yes, good job. I decided to visit the second year classrooms, but I didn't know what Awazaki looked like. I only knew her name and phone number. I should have asked Ito first, maybe, but there was no help in that now. If only Arimura were here. She'd be able to tell me what class Awazaki was in, at least. I went to Arimura's classroom, but I couldn't find her. She may have gone home already. I guess I just have to... Yes? I worked up what little courage I had and asked one of the girls walking by. Can I ask you something? What is it? Well, do you know what class Yume Awazaki's in? Huh? Yume Awazaki, I said. Awazaki? That was strange. If she was the prettiest girl in school, she should have at least heard of her. I asked someone else. But... Awazaki... Oh, Awazaki? Do you know her? Nope, I don't think there's anybody in our grade with that name. There wasn't? Arimura had said that she was the prettiest girl in the school, not just the second year class. Ito knew about her too, and he'd even been jealous of me. I talked to her last night on the phone. Yeah, this is all in a delusion, and, like, that's why some other people don't know, because, like, Yamazoe can't control everything in the dream, you know what I mean? You know how dreams kind of get out of control? This is partially, like, I don't think she's controlling everything, like, but she's giving us what we want, but there's something, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you have a dream, you're like, yeah, this is great, and then, like, weird things happen, you're like, no, that's not how that's supposed to go. Like, your brain just does weird shit, and that's what's happening. I decided to visit the first year class just to be sure. Maybe I'd heard wrong, and Awazaki was a first-year student, not a second-year student. But there's no girl with that name here. What the hell was going on? How could there be nobody named Yume Awazaki in either grade? I know. I decided to call Artemuro. I know. That's what we're doing. I thought we were saying that to the girl. Like, I know. Damn it. This was the first time I could remember where she hadn't picked up the phone, sorry, well, fine, I'd send a text. I waited, but got no answer. What the hell? Just go to Cafe Lax. What was happening here? A black shadow started to press down on my heart. Did this have something to do with the other strange things that were happening around me? Awazaki got erased. Or was my earlier guess right, and Artemura and the others were trying to prank me? I wasn't going to get anywhere sitting around all day waiting for an answer. I ended up going to Cafe Lax, where we were supposed to meet. If I went there, I should be able to find her. Even if it was a prank, my friends would all be there eagerly awaiting my arrival. Either way, I'd learned something. Yeah, your friends are assholes. That's rude, guys. I went into the cafe and looked around from a slightly concealed vantage point.
What are you doing?
Oh, well,
Whatever, she's been waiting for you.
Oh, okay. Huh? Wait a second. What did you say?
She's been waiting for you. Look, over there.
Oh, that's her. Oh, her saying, oh, I thought it was me. I adjusted my glasses and took another look. It's gonna be like Yamazoe, but all grown up. Nah, she got green eyes. She's so fucking cute. I'm so glad you came. I've been waiting for you, Miyashiro. She was Yume Awazaki? All thought evaporated from my mind. The world quickly lost its color and all the noise around me seemed to fade away. The only thing I could see was the girl in front of me. A shock like a gunshot went through my chest. That's the knife that stabbed you, and, you know. Her silken hair, her long eyelashes, her oval eyes like stars, her perfect nose, her lips the color of pale cherry blossoms. Her chest was the perfect size, not too large and not too small, and her hips were curvy, but not too curvy. Oh my god. Her skin was smooth and it glowed like there was a light shining from within her. And more than anything, her beautiful smile as she looked at me. Every part of her body seemed to have been blessed by the goddess of beauty herself. Moe Kyun. What? Miyashiro? Yes, she was an angel. She was a miracle come down from heaven. She was customized to be exactly what I wanted. That was no exaggeration. It was the only way I could think of it, which, again, we're in a dream. I was looking at the very incarnation of everything I'd ever wanted in a girl. What could I call this except a miracle? All the doubts in the back of my mind crumbled away, like sand blown by the wind. This would be the biggest. This is every fucking thing I've ever wanted in a human being right here. Wait a minute. This is definitely a fucking dream. I am trapped somewhere. Like, this would be the biggest red flag. And he's like, I just threw away the doubts and I was like, fuck it. You know, there'd be that part of you that's like, this person in front of me is everything I've ever wanted, and it starts to make me extremely suspicious that this is probably me dying on my deathbed, or this is a delusion or a hallucination or a dream or something. But you know what? I'm just going to take that. Throw it the fuck away. I'm here. This is fine. This is fine. It's totally fine. All the girls in the lower classes at Hekio had told me they'd never heard of Yume Awazaki, but she was right here. Right in front of me, and she's like, you've been staring at me for 10 minutes. This is weird. What other fact could I possibly need? Oh, what's wrong, Miyashiro? It's interesting, because all of these are, like, happy delusions that we have, and if we do negative or do anything different, that's how we end up with bad endings. And how we get the good, like, the perfect delusion ending is constantly just being totally involved in the, yes, everything is fine! I love it. Everything was right in front of me. Believe and you shall be saved. Did you wait long? Just as I took a step toward her, I heard loud footsteps coming up the outside stairs. The footsteps stopped, and then I heard the door open. I turned and saw every one of our friends. Oh, no way? What are you doing here? Did you follow me? Because you notice how in this one, when normally in every other route, right, or anything in the common route, you do a delusion and you're like, I'm about to call this girl, right? You're going to open her letter. And we would read her letter, and if we read positive, it'd be like, oh, I'm in love with you. It's amazing, blah, blah, blah. Or like, right, let's do the eye drop one where we're thinking about, I could put the eye drops in Serica's drink. And then our delusion, we were standing there going, right? And then it splits to a delusion. There's 3 ways it goes. The positive delusion is the, like, we put it in her drink and she gets all sexified for us, and then we're like, whoa, that's crazy, right? And it goes back to the middle path, which is the, if we don't do anything, we're just like, yeah, that'd be stupid. And then we just give her tea or whatever, and then we just chat like normal, right? But we have that little fantasy in our head, and then it goes right back to that point where we're like, that's crazy. Or then we have the bad one where we think we killed her, and then we're like, oh, wow, we probably shouldn't do it. And then we just go back to the normal. But this one doesn't do that. We were like thinking like, okay, we put the positive delusion on, we opened her letter, and then we called her, and that brought us back to the main path of, we just called her. Wait, what? That's not how the delusions work in any other route. But in this one, the delusions are continuing, are like almost like a choice in themselves, like a normal game where you are like, all right, I've got 2 choices. Do I go down route A or do I go down route B? And you go down route A and route B is left behind. But this game has always been, okay, I'm on the main route. I have a little delusion where I just make a little loop and I come right back to the exact point that I left. And then I'm like, haha, that delusion is silly. And then I keep going. And yes, the delusions do kind of guide whose route you end up on or whatever if you get a bad ending. But they always come right back into where you were and you continue the story from that same point. Whether you made a positive delusion or a negative delusion. You know what I mean? But this one doesn't. It's like, all of a sudden, we're like, all right, I'm going to open her letter. And if we read her letter, if we open a negative one, it'd be like, ha, you idiot, you there. And then we'd be like, oh my God, our friend sent us a prank, and that's so mean. And that's how this path would go. Not us popping back and being like, no, but let me really open the letter and, whatever. So it's interesting, because this is actually what's happening, not just a thing in our head. Which, it's all just a thing in our head, but that's what kind of points to it even more. It's just how weird these delusions have been from all the other ones, you know? Because it'd be like you sitting there and you're like, let me dream about eating ice cream. And then you're like, man, I wish I had some ice cream, and then you go about your day. But in this case, it's, I'm going to think about eating ice cream, and then you're sitting there eating ice cream, and you're like, yeah, no, eating ice cream is a good, and you're like, wait, what? Just you know what I mean? Like, we're manifesting the shit happening. And so, I mean, I think it's clear that we're in some kind of a delusion or a dream or locked in some kind of weird thing, whatever, because of what we've been hearing. But that was like the first point where you're like, wait a minute. Well, even before that, but did you follow me?
Follow you? I came here behind you.
Those both mean the same thing. Why did you do that?
Because, yeah.
Huh? I couldn't hear you. Say it clearly.
Because I wanted to know what happened.
Serica stuck her lips out in a pout and sulked. Well, that was rude. You probably just think it's funny, right? I don't think that's very nice.
No, that's not it.
Then what?
You know, Taku...
Serica never held back about saying what she was thinking, but now she looked really hesitant. Felt weird seeing her act this way.
Taku, what are you going to tell Yume? Are you going to tell her yes and then things get all lovey-dovey?
Lovey-dovey?
You're going to say okay, right? You are, right?
We turn around and she's not there.
Well, I knew it. You are. And then you're going to flirt with each other and then kiss in the classroom after school.
What are you talking about? Serica's being jealous. Interesting.
I mean, she's the prettiest girl in school, right? Why would you refuse?
Listen, it's none of your business what I do. It felt like she was throwing a tantrum and I reacted coldly. Normally she'd just complain more, but today something was different about Serica. Oh, no way.
It is my business.
The light of the cafe reflected off her wet eyes. Oh, no way. I had no idea. I had no idea that Serica could look so sad. This is where she confesses to us? No, don't do it! We know what kind of shady bitch she is. Don't do it.
It is my business.
Wait.
I've been watching you for longer than anybody. I've been with you longer than anybody. And to tell you the truth, I always loved you more than anybody.
What?
But now I'm losing you to a girl that shows up out of nowhere? I don't...
And then Arimura comes in and this is our harem route.
I don't want that.
All I could do was stand there like an idiot as she sobbed. We're like, great. And then you know what's gonna happen? Yume's gonna be like, oh, like, okay, I guess I'll just... You're obviously in love. I am not in love with her. Don't feel bad. Serica was in love with me? She always had been? No, but she'd never shown any signs of that. I mean, kind of obviously in the main route, yes, but... I had no idea what to do. At no time in my short life had I ever dealt with anything like this. This is the positive one. This is weird. Just calm down. That was all I could say. I'd always thought of Serica as a friend. Someone I could always count on regardless of her sex. I never really seen her as a girl. I thought that we could always be friends like that. But...
Forget it! Taku, you dummy!
I mean, yes, we're an idiot because we didn't realize that she was in love with us, but also, like, hi, what? Some of us are not good at picking up these clues, but also, you know. She turned away and ran down the stairs, the tears reflecting in the light as they streamed down her face. Wait, listen to me! I tried to follow after her when... Yume? What? Was that a delusion? And where was Serica? Oh, I'm sorry. The footsteps coming up the stairs weren't Serica. They belonged to a man I'd never seen before. Serica? In love with me? What was I thinking? No, this one went the delusion route. Where, like, she didn't actually show up, we just imagined it. But us opening the letter was absolutely, you know what I mean? That was impossible. Huh? I suddenly gasped in surprise. Ozaki had been right there in that chair a moment ago, but now she vanished. Huh, interesting. I looked all around the room, but she was nowhere to be seen. Had she gotten annoyed watching me just stand there and gone home? No, that was impossible. There was only one entrance to the cafe. It was impossible for her to leave without me seeing it. I went to where she'd been sitting and took a closer look. But there was nothing on the table. There was no sign that anyone had even put a water glass on the table, and the chair was pushed in. There was nothing to hint that anybody had been sitting there at all. What's going on? What's happening? I'd seen a girl sitting here. I'd heard her voice. Was that all a hallucination? Another product of my delusions? I suddenly felt someone looking at me. I looked around the cafe but didn't see anyone. It's Yamazoe. I looked outside the window on the other side of the street where the sun was setting. I saw a tiny silhouette looking up at me. She looks angry. Yuki. There was no doubt about it. But she always looks kind of like angry when she's holding her dinosaur, but then you wonder, like, because I can't feel like she would be keeping us here nefariously, like, you deserve this. You know what I mean? I feel like... But it's weird how angry she looks when we see her like this. And she looked at me with silent, calm eyes. There was an elegant and razor-sharp blade in her hand. I ran out of the store. This time I was sure of it. Yuki was watching me. That's what I'm gonna leave it right there. Yuki was watching me. Anyway, this one's really good. I'm very intrigued by it because it's not like, it's weird, but not in the weird sense of like there's a sumo marshmallow man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and dinosaurs and monsters and shit. Like, that was weird and like a total sci-fi, and you're like, I did not expect this to happen, and it's like blowing my mind. This one is like weird in the like, it's like a psychological thriller. You're like, we're trapped in our head, but I don't know what's real and what's not, and I kind of love it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's so many movies and TV shows and like things that books that happen like that, and it's just, I just love it because you're like, you know, that twist of like, we were trapped in our head the whole time. Like, you know it, but it's still gonna be like, even though you know it, you know? I don't know. You know, I don't know, you know? But you know what I mean? Like, I know, you know? Just said that so much. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.